Welcome back on this Tuesday. Kevin Brockway with us as always from CNHI Papers. Now joined by Chronic Hoosier. Chronic, how's it going, brother?
Glad to be back, man. Doing well.
Glad to have you this summertime. Out and about. Have you gotten the family out as you usually do?
We've got out a little bit. I've been a little hobbled. Found out yesterday I done tore my leg up a couple months ago, so I probably got a surgery in my future. But
got a bad wheel.
Hey, Jared Morris from Assembly Call said it best. I sacrificed my ACL so that Michael Penix may keep his healthy this season. So serve it up at the altar of the football gods. But the doctors do think I should be back by Rose Bowl, so we're pretty excited about that.
Well, there you go. You've got that going for you. And speaking of Michael Penix, yeah, his health is that is the secret recipe, secret sauce for Indiana football this year. As the recruiting is hitting on high cylinders now. Everything seems to be rolling in the right direction, and you have to have a full, complete season to see what this program can truly do.
Yeah, we said it going into last year. It was true then. It's just as true this year, if not more so. IU's fortunes they're gonna rise and fall with Michael Penix's availability and his performance. I mean, we saw last season. He's a special kid. He's a special quarterback. He brings a whole nother level of playmaking to the offense that quite frankly just isn't there when he's out. And in order for Indiana to compete at the level that expectations have achieved for him, quite frankly, they got to keep Penix healthy throughout the season. They've got to keep him safe in the pocket, and they've got to see him, get through the end of November and be available come December and beyond.
Yeah, Kevin, I mean, he is just a quarterback that is not escaping anyone's attention now. And with the weapons that Indiana has, they're also not escaping anyone's attention.
Well, 11-2 as a starter for Mike. And I think, Ty Freifogel, you saw the production in terms of what they did with him. What the numbers he produced with Penix healthy and the numbers, he produced without him, the receptions and being the deep threat. And I think they had really established that special chemistry last year. And I think that, will only get stronger and will continue as long as Mike stays healthy.
Yeah, and Chronic, that is exactly what everyone is looking forward to this year, an entire complete season of health, which that never happens in football for your entire team. But at the quarterback position, ultimately the most important thing for this team is to see him play an entire season, which has not happened yet.
No, it hasn't, and that's kind of the one asterisk next to everything IU related is, can Penix stay healthy? Can he be available to them, as close to his full potential as possible? The videos that we've seen leak out so far, whether it be at quarterback camp or just tossing the ball over at Memorial, the arm is there. Absolutely, it's still coming out of his hand with a zip that you just don't see a lot in that position. The big question is going to be, can he keep those legs healthy? Can he keep the entirety of his body healthy for the duration of the season? And it's going to put a huge premium on IU's offensive line. It's going to put a huge premium on the pass protection from the running backs and everyone else involved in the protect system. But the one thing that he's going to have to operate under this year, there's no pretense of disguise. There's no surprising anybody as far as what he or the offense he's leading is capable of right now. I would be hard pressed to imagine you'll ever see a single snap where there's not at least one guy assigned to spy on him, knowing the explosiveness that he possesses and the way and the many different ways he can beat you. So the benefit of surprise is going to be out the window. It's another one of those unfortunate truths in the league. Having had a pretty notable injury in last season, there's going to be a lot of guys that want to test with how strong that leg is. And it's just one additional thing that he's going to be prepared to face, because there's going to be a lot of guys flying around his legs here next year.
And Kevin, this is a pretty stout schedule to look at. I mean, you've got to go on the road to Michigan, on the road to Penn State. You open on the road at Iowa. You've got Cincinnati as a non-conference game a couple of games into the season. You've got Idaho with a Petrino on the sideline, and you have to travel to Western Kentucky to play them. And that usually doesn't happen where you're traveling for a non-conference game. So they're scheduled. So that's a pretty tough schedule this year.
Yeah, no question. I think that that's going to be. I think those first three games are going to be fascinating. You go to Iowa, then you have Idaho here, and then you have Cincinnati. That's going to tell a lot about the season. And as we know, seasons can really rise and fall on that first month. You get through that first month 4-0, and you're really believing in yourself, and that carries through. Kind of the momentum for the rest of the season in terms of being able to have that kind of belief structure in place. That translates to effort on the field. That translates to crisper practices. That translates to everything. Football is such a momentum sport. It's kind of one of those things that when you looked at Indiana last year and when they started 4-0, and you could just see it kind of building, and that kind of belief structure that you had throughout the system. You beat Penn State, early in the in that overtime game, and then you beat Michigan at home, something that hadn't been done in years. You beat Michigan State, and it just kind of builds and builds.